to tell you the good news, because here at Christ City, if you came hungry, you came to the right spot. If you came thirsty, you came to the right spot. If you came looking, if you came carrying emotional baggage, you came to the right spot, because there's food in this house. Come on, touch somebody. Look at somebody and say, there's food in the house. There's food in the house. There's food in the house. There's food in this house. There's food for the hungry in this house. Can I tell you a promise? Let me promise one thing to you. I take this very seriously. When I come here every Sunday, there's pressure before I get here. But when I'm up here, it just goes away and I'm free to just preach the word. I love what I'm doing. So my promise to you every Sunday, I or someone that I trust will be here feeding you the word of God. It's not negotiable. We're going to feed you the word of God. And all you have to do is to come hungry. All you have to do is to come just with your spiritual appetite, ready to eat, ready to be fed, and ready to receive the word of God. Ready to receive the word of God. That's my promise to you. So if you're here, maybe you're asking yourself the question, well, what kind of food are we serving here at Christ City? Qui qualité manger même que vous bail dans l'église ça? Parce que là vient là sur un restaurant qu'on vini. Et il y a toute qualité restaurant, il y a toute qualité manger que vous bail dans tout restaurant. And so the question that you can ask yourself is, what kind of food are we serving here at Christ City? That's a great question. And I'm ready to give you the answer. Can I get my table, please? I'm ready to give you the answer on the type of food that we serve here at Christ City. When it comes to food that you serve in a church, every church, there's two types of food that you can potentially be eating. There's the bread or the biscuit. Let me say it again. When it comes to spiritual food, there's two types of food that you can be eating. It can either be the bread or it can be the biscuit. And so this morning we have, as a way to illustrate to you the type of food that we serve here at Christ City, I want you to know the difference between bread and biscuit. You see, when it comes to the spiritual food that you receive, again, bread or biscuit. I have some bread here, and I have a biscuit here. Let's look at the differences. They look the same, or they look very similar. They feel pretty similar. They may taste very similar, but don't get it twisted. The bread and the biscuit, they're two different things. Let me say it again. The bread and the biscuit, they look the same, they feel the same, they may smell the same, they may taste the same, but don't get it twisted. They're two different things. You see, the bread, you bake it with yeast for the most part. And so as you baking the bread, you put flour, you put yeast, you put different things, and then it starts to, form into bread, and then eventually you have bread. Because it's made with yeast, the bread is much more sturdy and long-lasting compared to the biscuit. The biscuit is made with baking powder for the most part. And so the baking powder, it will puff up the biscuit. And so you have a biscuit that's puffed up, but it doesn't necessarily have a lot of nutritional value. And so when you look between the bread and the biscuit, they look the same. They may taste the same. They may smell the same. But one of them is long lasting. One of them is sustaining. One of them will keep you. And one of them will make you feel good. But it really does not have enough sustaining power. It really does not have enough nutritional value for you to grow. Look at what Jesus says in John chapter 6. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. The one who comes to me will not be hungry, and the one who believes in me will never be thirsty. Jesus says, I am the biscuit of life. Is that what he said? Did he say I'm the biscuit of life? Did he say I'm the junk food of life? Did he say I'm the McDonald's of life? He says, I am the bread of life. So if you're wondering what type of food we are serving here at Christ City, we're not serving the biscuit, we're not serving the fast food, we're not serving the McDonald's, we are serving the bread of life, which is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Let me tell you, maybe you ask yourself, Pastor Melchi, how do I know that I'm being fed a biscuit? How do I know that I'm being fed something other than the bread of life? If it leaves out Jesus, it's not bread. Let me say it again. No matter how nice, inspiring, motivating, no matter how good you feel after the message, if it leaves out Jesus Christ, which is the bread of life, you are no longer eating bread, it's probably a biscuit. Bien, si m'tap di en créole, m'tap di manger pain, pas manger pâté. Qui moun ki aime ti pâté yo avec? Qui moun ki aime ti pâté yo comprendre? Ti pâté qui mourir là-dedans yo, là-dedans. Mais la Bible dit comme ça, Jésus dit comme ça, je suis le pain de vie. Il pas dit comme ça, c'est pâté vie non, mais il dit je suis le pain de vie. Tout ça entendez qui pas commencé avec Jésus, qui pas fini avec Jésus. C'est pâté spirituel ya ba ou, c'est pas le vrai pain de vie. And today, we are malnourished spiritually because we motivate people, we inspire people, we preach all types of things, but we leave out the thing that's going to sustain you and keep you and make you go through a hard week full of trouble, full of disappointments, full of discouraging moments. That is only found through the bread of life called Jesus Christ. I remember there was a time I was listening to a preacher speak online some time ago. And you know what? The message was good. I was inspired. I was motivated. I felt good after the message, but it was missing something. I don't know what, but it was missing something. And it was after some time of thinking, I realized what it was missing. It was missing the bread of life. It talked nothing about Jesus. It talked nothing about salvation. It talked nothing about my spirit, the state of my spirit, and how God comes and restores my spirit so I can have true freedom. And so I'm here to tell you, between the bread and the biscuit, which one are you going to choose?